Imagine that the real problem with our infrastructure in this country was that the roads had potholes and the bridges were falling apart. It was Pete Buttigieg of McKinsey & Co., one of the first to note, no, the real problem with our roads and our bridges in this country is they're racist. Here he was in November.
I'm still surprised that some people were surprised when I pointed to the fact that if a highway was built for the purpose of dividing a white and a black neighborhood, or if an underpass was constructed such that a bus carrying mostly black and Puerto Rican kids to a beach, or there would have been, in New York was designed too low for it to pass by, that obviously reflects racism that went into those design choices.
Racist bridges. Now, we wanted to hear more from Pete Buttigieg. He's the transportation secretary now. He's breastfeeding today, so he couldn't join us. But we did want to know what his record on infrastructure was while mayor of South Bend, Indiana. Well, there's a website called Real News Michiana, and it turns out, according to their reporting, Buttigieg does not have a very good track record when it comes to fixing roads. His so-called Keystone Traffic Initiative that he put into place as mayor of South Bend reportedly led to the death of an 11-year-old boy. That initiative deactivated a non-essential traffic light, and the boy was struck by a truck. Casey Hendrickson is the host of The Burning Truth in South Bend, Indiana, and we're happy to have him join us tonight. Casey, thanks so much for coming on. And I wish we talked to you earlier before Joe Biden made this guy in charge of all of our infrastructure, but what kind of a job did he do running the infrastructure of South Bend?
Well, first of all, I would like to say that we're not going to apologize for him because I tried to warn everybody about this. When he was being considered for ambassador to China, that made sense, Tucker. But when he was made the transportation secretary, I think we laughed collectively in my studio for about an hour because he has zero success in infrastructure planning in South Bend at all. Everything he touched that dealt with transportation was a miserable failure, including Smart Streets, which got Tristan killed. And he was warned about that. He was told that there was serious issues with there being no lights and people going to that bus depot at 7 in the morning. It doesn't get light until around 8 o'clock in South Bend in the wintertime. So you can't see children crossing the street. And people have been hit at these roundabouts, especially in front of the hospital, for a long time. And this is supposed to be the pedestrian-friendly revamping of downtown South Bend.
So, look, this is a news show, so we want both sides. We want to be fair. So I just have to ask you the question, did he make the roads less racist, though? He obviously made them more dangerous, but did they become more equity-oriented as mayor?
I suppose that's a great question. He's increased people's commute by about 13 minutes or so. And I would say that he probably made it more racist considering the demographics surrounding downtown South Bend, Tucker, because what he did is he effectively increased response time from first responders. And there's some high crime areas around there that would primarily affect minorities in South Bend. And he's actually made it a lot worse for them to get aid from first responders than before.
Wait, you're telling me that a guy from McKinsey spends all his time yammering about how much he loves black people, but then actually hurts them when he has a chance?
Go figure. Who knew? It's weird. Here's the thing. Tucker, Pete Buttigieg and his party have been talking about how South Bend has been systemically racist for as long as I've been here. There hasn't been a Republican mayor since before I was born. The South Bend Common Council is dominated by Democrats. If South Bend is a systemically racist city, it is because the Democratic Party made it that way.
You know, they used to say that about Montgomery, Alabama, too, and they were right. I sure appreciate your coming on, Casey. Thank you so much. And again, my apologies for not talking to you earlier. It would have been helpful. Thank you.
I appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Thanks.